Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Tank Series, brought to you by Premium Aquatics, hosted by me, Luke. Let's get this going. We got the secondary Reefbrite. No color. I'm lazy. Let's get this going. Let's talk about it. Let's get this set up. Reefbrites. Let's go over part 2, the controller. I have the second one, and you know what? I decided not to paint them. 2 reasons. One, I thought maybe it being a little bit nice, it kind of gives a little bit of accent coloration, a little border, instead of having it all blend into blue, which is kind of nice. And then 2, I can't find the spray paint anymore. I don't have any more. So I decided I'm going to be lazy a little bit, and I don't want to have to go buy more. I don't know what kind this was anymore. I just know it was metallic, so I don't want to get the wrong color and then it'd be ugly. So I'll have to do some looking here so I can touch that up though. But I decided, you know what, we'll just leave it as an accent black and kind of give it a look to it. With what I have here, I don't need 2 of them on. So I'm not going to have 2 of them constantly running. I'm going to put it on here so I can show you guys what it looks like so you can see the difference and take a look at it. Decide for you if you want 2, you need 2, you want 1, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to throw it on there. I'm going to show you the differences just like we did with this single one, but I'm probably not going to keep it on there because I just don't need it right now. Not for what I have in this system. Later on down the road, I'll keep it on there, and maybe later down the road I'll use it, but for now I'm just going to keep it as is with just this one unit on, and we'll just put this on and check it out. And so let's get this on. We'll have both of them running. I'll show you the app. We'll get the app running for the Bluetooth controller. We'll hook this up. I already have the Y cable and the power supply needed to run both of these, and then we can check it out and we'll show you what it looks like and how to get it all set up like that. So without further ado, let's get this on the tank. Okay, so we're along the back wall here. You can see, I mean, this is a fairly small gap, so for me it just doesn't make sense really to utilize it yet unless I pull this fixture out further to where it has more room. But as you can see here, we have 2 bolts that we're looking at. This was what I used last time and it was completely incorrect. We want to use this one here. It's spaced a little further out from this inside bolt, and this is what we need to use. So basically what we're doing, we're going to keep this bolt. You can buy a little bit bigger one if you want to, but this works for what I'm doing, and it should work for you as well. So we're going to take this bolt out, put on the bracket, and then we're going to put this bolt back in and just tighten it, have it loosely tight so we can adjust it if necessary. So here it is set up. As you can see, we have the bolt taken out, we put on the bracket, and then we just put the bolt back in. We utilize the same bolt. As I said, this is star fittings on these bolts. I was able to use a hex wrench and actually get it working for me, so you should be able to probably find a hex wrench that will get in there and be able to take it out without stripping anything. But this is up, it's a little loose, so we can get our fixture in. So now we'll do the other side and get the fixture on. Here again is the close-up of the finished product here. Bolts in. It is a little bit angled in. You could get a better screw. Maybe that would be a little bit longer. And as you can see here, this does stick out about 1/2 inch from the fixture. So if your fixture is very tight against walls or anything like that, keep in mind you are going to need a little bit more space on each side of the fixture to accommodate for these brackets. Alright guys, it is connected. I've got the second Reefbrite back there. I'm going to show you again what it's going to look like, kind of like last week. We're going to turn it on. I've got the inline dimmer set up here. We're going to talk about these controls here, and I don't think I talked about this really last week. Here I have the inline dimmer. This is one of the options on how to control your Reefbrites if you want to dim the intensity down. This is very simple setup. You just have this middle button and you're going to push it, turn it on, and then dim it down incrementally. I've got a Y cable as well. This has allowed me to hook up both of the Reefbrites to one bigger power brick. So I've got this all in line, all set up. So we're going to take a look here and see the difference here. So I'm going to turn them both on 100%. And as you can tell, it's pretty night and day. I'm not going to have it running right now simply because I don't need it with my 2 anemones that I have in the system. So there's no really need for me to have it going. But I wanted to show you what it looks like with an ATI. And again, this is 6 lamps that are running right now at 35%. I'm going to turn this, actually, if you want to take a look here real quick before I do this. This is both LEDs on, both of the Reefbrites on 100%. My ATI fixture is now off. So I'm going to bump that ATI fixture up to 100%, 6 lamps, and you can take a look at the difference here. And right now we are on 100%. So as you can see, really nice display here. And again, if I want to dim these LEDs down, I just go and take my controller and I'll hit the middle button, and you'll see it dim. And if I turn them all the way off, which is right now, you can see it extremely white, which I'm okay with because I personally don't like a heavily blue system. But this is what it looks like with all the Reefbrites off. To me, you can see a huge difference in here. And I don't know if the camera can pick it up as well as what the naked eye can, but here it is. I'm going to turn it on, and there. To me, that's a huge difference. Really nice, crisp and clear. Just a nice blue hue to it. So I actually really like this setup with 100% and both of them on still. I think it looks phenomenal. And when I get full-blown corals, absolutely, I would run both of these with this ATI fixture. So that actually looks really nice. So if you don't want something manual, if you say, well, I spend all this money on my system, I want something that's a little bit more automated, they have it. It's recently they brought it out, and that is their new Bluetooth controller. I can hook this now up Inline with it. This is the Plus unit, so this can have 2 channels running. So I can have 2 units running off 1 unit. But essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off my Y cable, take off the dimming cable. I'm going to run this unit in line here. And then what it's going to do is it allows me to download the Reefbrite app on iOS or Android. For me, Android. So you can download the app, and then you can control the lights a lot more. You can do sunrise, sunsets, you can say all the times, all the, whatever you want to do, you can set it with that app. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get this hooked up, we're going to open up the app, and we're going to show you what it looks like. Alright guys, let's get it going here. First things first, you are obviously going to need to download the Reefbrite app. Here I have it on my phone, so let's go ahead and open this up. And we're going to first see this app. We're going to hit the connect button so we can get connected to the Bluetooth controller. It will search for it, which here you can see we can find it. We're going to click on it, and this will bring up our unit. So from here, you can see we have a first initial time set up. You have your time, your channel 1 and 2 for me for the unit, and then percentage. We can edit and delete it. And then if you go up here, you'll see this little plus symbol. And if we click on that, that will allow us to add our time schedule. Down to the bottom, we can disconnect. We have our overwrite, which if you go into the overwrite, basically it's just going to overwrite whatever you got going on for that time. You have channel 1, channel 2, and then our percentages. And we can adjust that down accordingly, and that'll affect it right there and then. And then if we hit back, it goes back to our schedule that we have set up. So from this first one, we can hit the edit. If you want to edit something, it'll go back. You'll see your time, channel 1, channel 2 again, and your percentages. Then you can increase and decrease those percentages, adjust your time to what you're looking to do. So we'll adjust this here. And then we're going to go ahead and hit the save button. So you can see we made our changes. Now we'll hit the plus, get a new setting. We'll adjust our time. Then we're going to adjust our intensity as well. And I'm just playing around here, so this is just kind of winging it. This isn't what I would normally do, but let's hit our save button. We got our next point in there. So now you can see we have 2 times into the schedule. So this just gives you an idea of how to set that up. It's really simple. There's really not much to this. So now we're going to take a look at just the setup here that I did real quickly with a few different times. And if we go to the show time chart up here, we can actually click on this. And what it's going to do is it's actually going to pull up a graph of the schedule that we just set up.
Now we can hit the simulation, and it's actually going to run a simulation of the times that we just set. So if you actually look in the background of the simulation chart, you can actually see my LEDs in the background. And what you're going to see is them ramp up and ramp down according to this time schedule that we made. So it's actually really cool to see. You can take a look at it, test it out, make sure, hey, this is what I'd like to see from it or not see from it, and make adjustments as necessary. Me personally, I'll probably just do a really simple, start it at X amount of, or X time, like 9 o'clock, have it ramp up then maybe by 2 o'clock to 100%, and then maybe by 7, ramp it back down to 0% on each of them. Maybe run one of them at like 1% for an hour or so just to get a little bit of a moonlight. And the nice thing about this is you can do 1%, you can do 100%, and anything in between. So really nice, and here you can simulate it just to ensure it's what you're looking for.
All right, guys, that's it for me. I'm going to get out of here. This tank is looking phenomenal with some new LEDs on it. There's a new mounting bracket out there if you haven't checked it out. Go to our website. It is a bracket that is meant to add on LEDs, XHO, Reefbrite LEDs, to the Radions, the XR15, the XR30s, the Aquillumination Hydra 26, 32, 52, or 64. They are brackets that are meant specifically for Reefbrite, made by Reefbrite, and they just assemble right onto the fixture. So really awesome. Go check it on the website. I'll actually put some links in the description below. They are on for pre-order. We have them coming as soon as possible. They should be here even before Christmas, so you can get them before Christmas. So if you want to surprise your significant other and their reef tank, go check it out. It looks phenomenal. I've seen pictures of it. I can't wait to get my hands on one to try it out, so I'm excited to get that. But check it out. It's really cool, and it's going to add a lot of pop to your tank, even with LEDs from Ecotech and Aquilluminations. It's definitely going to add some punch to it. So otherwise, have a great weekend. Thanks for stopping by, guys. We greatly appreciate it. Please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell for the notifications so you stay the most up to date on this system as well as our other videos. And you know it, I'll see you next weekend. Peace.